Dave made this beat.
Welcome to episode 292 of Say Like a Champ. It's your boy A-Dub.
Hey, boys, Tracy, welcome back, SLAC. Fam, what's good? Y'all, what's good, my brother?
Man, just chilling, another week in sports, another lovely day to be together with our SLAC fam and with you. Definitely excited to be back. A few different little fun things to go over today, and then we are going to conclude our fast food bracket, which, was super dope conversation last week, and we all get excited for food. I'm really I'm curious to see who ends up on top. So I'm ready to get back to that too, for sure. But I do want to give a quick shout out to those in the building. We've got Pops in the building. We've got Moms. We've got Stephanie Washington, Anthony Wesson, and Kelly as well. And
I see it.
Yeah, so that's what's up. So we're gonna get it kicked off pretty quickly, but I do want to do a check-in with you and see what's good with you before I make a really sad announcement, actually. So,
oh no, it's not good.
Well, should I do my sad announcement, then we can switch it up?
Yeah, let's do that first, actually.
So we've been doing this thing now 292 weeks in a row, and so with the things coming up, I just wanted to announce. Drizzy and I kind of talked about this, and this is actually going to be our final show. So this is going to kind of be our finale. This is going to kind of be our send-off. We're going to do the fast food Final Four, and then we're going to leave it like that. So, almost got to 300, but we decided to go ahead and just, we got some conflicting priorities. The baby's getting bigger. So, so we had to make that announcement. So let's just do it really big right here today and send it off well. So I hate to do it like that, but yeah, that was the announcement for today. So let's just have a good show, man. Go ahead and kick us off and get us on a better note, man. How are you doing?
Yeah, for sure. I thought we were gonna do that at the end of the show, but yeah, like Ada was saying, man, it's been a long road coming. You know what I mean? So, but we love you guys. We thank all y'all for the love and support over these last couple of years for sure. But like you said, like we're also got a lot of things going on too. He got the baby. He's got his YouTube channel. I've been doing a lot of things with my Instagram and my YouTube channels, and you know what I'm saying? But the love is still there. We still talk about sports through text and social posts and things of that nature. But like you were saying, man, just it's been real, you know what I mean? But kind of like you said, on a more friendlier, more fun note, you know what I mean? For me personally, like things are going actually really well. Got a YouTube creator event tomorrow, which I'm going with you, so that should be fun. Actually, you know what I'm saying? So maybe we'll get some content from that. You know what I mean? We'll post that out there, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for me. My youngest too, she's graduating 8th grade in 2 months, month and a half, if you will, into May. Next month, I'll have 2 high schoolers soon, which is low key scary.
Yeah.
And Bond's probably getting her full blown license probably in another week or so. So, man, my kids are getting big. They're growing up.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's crazy how time flies. We've been doing this for a while, but we do really appreciate the love, and it's very bittersweet. For our final show, we couldn't go without, having the third member of our panel. So we got to hit up our brother, Mr. Matt Marcus, real quick and bring him in. Marcus, what's good?
It's all good, man. Got the sad news, so it just, like I said, all great things come to the end, so.
Yeah.
But it's been fun, what I'm saying? We're going to still be brothers for life, but you got to do what's more important right now, so.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and get into our categories right quick. And I actually did do a graphic for today, so let me pull this thing up real quick. You know how I get clunky with it, but let me see if this will. Yeah, exactly. All right, so got that working. So let's go ahead and pick a category. So Strizzy, I'm gonna start with you. Which category do you want to do first?
We gotta start with football. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what we start with first. Let's go there.
All right, let's get our NFL talk going. So NFL Rules Committee did approve some changes for the upcoming year, so that's like the big news. Still not a lot of free agent signings. Still, some things coming on before the draft, and we'll definitely do our kind of, looking about the draft in just a second here. But for now, we don't want to talk about that. So the cool thing is, or actually, I want to say it's kind of cool for me, but I wanted to hear your guys' opinion on this. Is the new overtime rule? So they are going to adopt the overtime rule in the regular season, where both teams get a possession first, just to make it a little bit more fair. But it's still only going to be a 10-minute overtime in the regular season. Striz, do you like that change, or how are you feeling about that one?
Absolutely. I mean, I've always kind of said I would love for them to adopt the NCAA, the way they do things. I don't know, for some reason, it just kind of makes it a little bit more fun. But they're also not going to adopt changes that are coming from a little brother. You know what I mean? So they'll find ways to kind of make it their own. But I think it's always fair. Like, you're going into overtime, like, I mean, it's like in basketball. What if first basket wins in basketball? That'd be kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? So kind of nice to at least give the other chance an opportunity to get the ball back and score and keep things going. And if you can't get it done within 10 minutes, you don't get done within 10 minutes. Just kind of is what it is. So um, I've always felt that both teams should get a chance at it in overtime, and this changes nothing for me. So yeah, I'm with it.
Marcus, same for you.
Yeah, about the same. So it should have been done. I don't know why you wait so long to do this stuff, but I know other teams are kind of pissed off by it, because it could have changed situations of their season. So
Yeah,
it's like
right.
that's the only thing that will happen. But things happen though, so it's all good.
Yeah, for sure. Another big rule change is the tush push. A potential rule change, right? So nothing has
Yeah,
been changed with it yet, but it was proposed and there was a little bit of traction behind it. 16 teams voted for it, so about half the teams have voted for it, but they need to get to like 24 voting for it in order for the rule change to take effect. But they are talking about banning the tush push, and it's gonna bring it back to the table. They have like one more meeting later this month after the draft. So we'll see if this actually gets taken out or not. But we kind of talked about this, right? I have mixed feelings about it because I'm like, yeah, it's kind of not like a football play totally, but at the same time, like, if you don't like it, like, stop it or do it yourself. It's not like the Eagles are the only team that can do this if they really wanted to. So
Mm-hmm.
Bill
to
started
me, it's
doing it
like,
too.
yeah, exactly. Like, and it did get popular for a reason, but at the same time, like, why aren't more teams doing it then instead of just crying about it? So
Mhm.
um, I feel like I don't really mind too much either way if this goes, if they do ban it or not. But at the same time, if you ban it, then what does that mean for like when they're finishing off runs or like linemen, kind of get behind the pile? Like, is it only going to be like if it's the quarterback and it's 3rd and 1 or something like that? Like,
Right.
are they going to have to start putting all these judgment rules behind it, and then it's a whole different conversation? So I don't know. We'll see what's up. But Anthony, he says, I think the disadvantage is that the defense can't push their players to stop it. That would be
Mm.
gangster if they just built a wall and they were just pushing right back. That's true.
But you
But
gotta
yeah,
be careful with that too, because you start pushing, then they do a trick play, and you have nobody to cover.
Exactly. And it's just
It could
touchdown.
be, yeah, it could be a big play that can change the whole game. So
hmm
no,
Yeah, I think it's crazy. I think it's I'm kind of with A-Dubs. Like, I could care less, like, either way, but I don't think it's I don't think it's a big enough rule for them to just make it completely like unavailable. You know what I mean? Like, I think we talked about this a while ago. Where it's like it's not like they're doing it on downs 1 through 4. You know what I'm saying? To
yeah,
get a yard, every single time. Like, it's only on 3rd and inches, 4th and 1, where they get that 1 yard to keep the drive going. And kind of like A-Dub said, I think the biggest thing about it is, why aren't y'all doing it? Like,
right.
you hate it because you're not doing it. It starts working for you. I'm sure you'll have a different tone. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just start doing it. It's not anything that's illegal. It's not anything that's it's not giving only the Eagles an advantage. You know what I mean? Like, Bill started using it a lot. I saw the Jaguars use it a couple of times too. You know what I mean? Like, if it works, you know what I'm saying? Use it.
Can't beat them, join them.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It's not
Mom
the
says
Eagles
it's
push.
Yeah, exactly. Mom says it's silly to ban it, but I do
Right.
think that's a good point. As long as they're not turning it into rugby and they're doing it on every play, then that would be a different. That wouldn't be that fun to watch. So,
Exactly.
um, Okay, the last category for NFL talk, and Marcus, I want you to lead us into this one. The 49ers owner, did acknowledge this week that a lot of the mass exodus of players, they lost 17 different players to either free agency, trade, or release. And they weren't very active in free agency, right? They're going to try to rebuild it up through the draft. But they did acknowledge that a lot of that has to do with the fact that they're going to have to pay Brock Purdy. We know Micah Parsons had some different comments about it, but Marcus, what do you think about their strategy? Is it going to work going all in on Purdy? And if you were the GM or owner, would you have acknowledged that that's why you did what you did?
No, you gotta protect your player. That's gonna put a lot of pressure on him. And I don't. I would say offensive side of the ball, maybe that's probably they lost some players. I see that, but he was that guy. I think if he get one of Super Bowl, I think things would change. I think people are still there. I don't think they lose. But it's like Shanahan has a curse on him or something. You get to the party where you can't. They don't let him in. You know what I'm saying? He can't go. You know what I'm saying? Or he can't get the girl he went to go see. Yeah, he in the party, but he can't get the girl he went to go get. So it's something like that. So, but I think I was saying earlier in his career when he first came on, I was kind of saying he was overrated, but I think he did get a little better. I think he still got some ways to go. He's not a Patrick Mahomes yet, So, but I think the weapons he lost, I think he need those weapons. That what made the offense what it was, and that kind of put him in the perfect position. But I think now he got to be better, So at the end of the day, the ownership that came out and said that, but he trying to build himself out, make himself look good because he didn't take care of those guys, So, but at the same time, he did pay him, but I think it was a quick move. I think it was too fast, So you're gonna see what you get, but I think the 49ers are gonna go back to what they were a couple of years ago. I think it's done for them for a little while.
Yeah. Strizzy, what do you think about the situation? And I know you've been a big Brock Purdy supporter and kind of fan, if you will, even though that's not exactly your team, but watching them closely with Christian McCaffrey, do you think that it's going to pan out in the long run and that was a good move to make?
I think it's kind of weird, man. Like I don't really know necessarily if first off, I think the GM put his foot in his mouth a little bit. I think he shouldn't have said what he said because like Marcus was saying too, like that puts a lot of pressure on Purdy to kind of go out there mentally, and have to be successful, right? Like physically, he's been doing it. Like he's had a lot of success. Like he's won a lot of games. You could say last year a ton of injuries to their best players really kind of kept them out. Trent Richardson, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, and Deebo Samuel. Like all those guys were just out pretty much multitude of times throughout the season. But I think he has been good. I think he does deserve a payday. I think he has earned that. But I think Marcus is also right where it's like they might have a couple of down years. Like they have to have a really successful like draft this year. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to rebuild that offensive line. You might need another receiving weapon, and to get to get a guy that's going to come out the gate and just be what Deebo Samuel was, or to be what Trent Richardson is, and like obviously that's not going to happen. To hope you get a guy like Christian McCaffrey, like maybe he did it in college, but is he going to do the same thing in the pros? Like it's going to be really difficult. That's hard to do. That's why winning a Super Bowl is so difficult. But Shanahan's a great coach. Brock Purdy has had some pretty good seasons. They'll be all right, but I think they're gonna have a couple of down years. Their window was those 2 years, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah.
That window was those 2 years. They didn't get it done, so now they're probably gonna fall to the wayside a little bit. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes. Luckily for them, the NFC West is still not, crazy. You know what I mean? Like they can still easily win it, in my opinion, and get into the playoffs. But it might not be as easy as the last like 4 years have been. So we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, definitely the window has changed. It's definitely not open as big as it was. I kind of agree with you on that. And Kelly says, my Niners, I don't have faith in this plan. And so, I feel it's hard just to see like player after player walking away. And definitely once the team rolls out there, it's going to be some different faces out there. It's going to be kind of a learning curve. So we'll see. Pop said, great point, Marcus. I would also add, I think talking about the GM, right? The GM shouldn't have called him out. I would also add that every team has to pay their quarterback and the cap is maneuverable. So I definitely agree with that. It's like, I mean, the owner, he's kind of like using that as a scapegoat. Like, well, it's not my fault. We had to pay our quarterback. Where like, no, every team's gonna have to figure out a way. If you want that level of quarterback, they're gonna have to get paid at some point. So,
Pops always says too, like he always makes a really great point. Like, especially a couple of years I was talking about my Panthers. Like, good quarterbacks don't grow on trees. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really tough to go about one that's can get you as far as he's gotten them. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not that easy. So you find when you kind of have to invest in him, you know what I mean, and hope he continues to grow and get better. Like, he's still young, you know what I mean? Like, he's got plenty of football left and plenty of years to continue to get better. You know what I mean? Like, I think Marcus said he's not, he ain't on Patrick Mahomes or even Josh Allen's level type stuff yet, but he still has room to grow and get better.
Yeah.
Did he sign somewhere else or he stayed?
No, he was just injured last year. He got towards
but he's still on the team right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then the big
was
offensive lineman
trade request, but it didn't.
Oh, they go through. Okay. Yeah. And then Big Trent, he's still on the team.
Yeah, they paid him last year.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think they paid him last year. And that's when I was like, oh wait, did they pay him last year? Or was it supposed to be this year?
No, I think they did pay him. I'm trying to see what happened with him. I was trying to remember.
Double check. I thought they paid him. I could be wrong, but I think we talked about it because I was like, yo, Trent's like 38. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro is like he's a great tackle, but like he's up there.
Because I had a conversation, I would say 2 years ago. I had a conversation with my boy Beecham and what's my other guy? He got traded to the Chiefs. I see his face. I can't think of his name now. The left tackle for the Cardinals. Remember, he got traded to the Chiefs this year. Anthony, you know what I'm talking about. I can't think of his name. But anyway, I talked to both of them at a dinner one time. And I was asked him, I said, is he really that good or he just kind of overhyped? They was like, no, he's the best. He might be the best. Humphrey, there you go. He said he might be the best left tackle ever play the game. I said the best? Like, yeah, he's that good. And he said, you might not see it, but from us, he's so quick. How he got his stance, the way he pushed it, he's so strong, he's so fast. And it just things he do, he make it look easy on the film, but it's hard. We can't do those things like that. That's coming from two former offensive tackles, left tackle, So I was like, I thought it was kind of overhyped, but they were saying how he really was that good. So I was like, wow. So
a lot of like, I think it was like a while ago. And I'm just like, one thing I love about like just sports in general is like I love watching players, like watching a player play his position, right? Mm-hmm. Take the whole sport out of it. Just watch that one guy play his one position. And that's why I always talk about Trent Richardson, man. His feet for a guy that big is so good. Like, bro has feet like a wide receiver. Like, he's so quick. Like, feet-wise, his reaction time is.
It's not Richardson, is it?
Williams. Trent Williams.
Right. He kept on saying, that's my blood. That's my blood cousin. Trent Richardson is my blood cousin. So that's why I was like, it's two Trent Richardson. What's going on?
But
no, we went with that, and then I was like, wait a minute,
but he's so good, man. Like, it's Trent Williams. He's so freaking good, man. Like, it's like just you can't get through it. There's always a monstrous hole on his side. Like that's why, like Christian McCaffrey it's left side or up the middle. Like it's so easy. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's crazy watching him work, man.
Anthony, I always loved Willie Roaf. That's his guy, boy. He think Willie Roaf is one of those guys. He been liking him for a long time. I don't know because he came. Did he do some good? Did he do some good season? And he played for Kansas City, I think, for a little while, right? He mainly played for was it the Saints he played for?
The Saints was his main.
Okay.
But he was pretty good, and he was a likable guy too.
Yeah, he seemed like a cool dude,
Yeah, but also he was like on the field, that was his nickname was Nasty. He was definitely kind of a mauler, so I liked him too though. I know, and I have an affinity for offensive linemen anyways, just because that's the position I played, so always watching it closely is really cool. So and I always think too, that's the key to the game. Like you can run the ball when they know you're going to run, if you can control the line of scrimmage, or if you can get after the quarterback. Like that's the key. Like it happens in the trenches. So
Nate Newton,
Nate Newton was.
But I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised. I thought I was on. If I got into the league some kind of way. I don't know how to do it, but I'm just surprised they haven't like made an award for the offensive lineman. They don't, because some like a young kid now, I'm like, why the offensive lineman went before a quarterback or before a running back? They don't know how important that role is, how important that guy. That's why you get the first pick. I'm just surprised they don't get more acknowledgement, like more awards and something like that. Like, I don't know. They get paid though. They do get the pay, but I just don't. I thought there would be more awards. You know what I'm saying? Like the best offensive lineman this year or something like that. Because the MVP will never be an offensive lineman. But why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not? You can't see how many pancakes, how many blocks he like our guy they retired this year from the Cowboys.
Martin,
to have 7 holes in his whole career, that's incredible. Like that's crazy. But we don't see stuff like that. So I'm just kind of surprised in 2025 we don't have like those guys get more credit for what they do for those guys.
I mean, it makes or breaks. You know what I mean? Like how your team is. You look at. I mean, I hate to say it because like they still suck, but like you get the Panthers from this past season and 2 years ago. Like the difference, like investing in an offensive line can do for your run game and your quarterback. Like Ada was saying, like. If you can still run the ball when they know you're going to run the ball, you know what I mean? And you can protect your quarterback all the time. Like, yeah, man, like it changes everything.
And congrats to y'all for that new addition to your team. I don't think we talked about that, but congrats. Is it official?
You got Panthers?
The receiver from the Commanders, McLaurin, whatever. Y'all signed him, right?
To the Panthers?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see that.
Okay. No, that's just in the works. But I think I've seen somebody had a rant that was mad about it. Like if it ain't happening, it's about to happen, something like that. So
okay, I was gonna say no. I would have been seeing that.
Oh, okay. I seen it early this morning, so I thought it was official. But maybe I'm ahead of the cart before the horse.
Out here looking now. If I miss something, I'm gonna be like, that's crazy.
I'll send you the post that I seen this morning. I thought it was official.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I this is my boy Calais Campbell's coming back to the Cardinals, which is just fun.
Is he?
Yeah, he's coming back.
Yeah.
So I hit up Jared. I was like, "Yo, what game we going to?" His little brother, like, where we at? so that'd be cool. That'd be dope. I hope he plays this last season and retires with us, man. He had a lot of really good years here, so that'd be dope.
A lot of Cardinals fans will be breaking out the jerseys again.
You gotta break it out. I hope he get the same number.
People are hyped.
The same number, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really.
That's crazy. He's still playing though. That's insane.
And productive.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane, man. But he's a cool guy. I met him a couple times. He's a real cool guy.
Oh yeah, super down to earth.
I'm gonna see if his sister's still single or something. I'm free now, man. Let's go, man.
Hey, we in there. Anthony Weston says crazy rumors about Dak in Cleveland. I don't buy any of that, but they're talking about maybe potentially the Cowboys trade. No, that's
ain't that lucky.
Plus, they're already paying Deshaun Watson. They're still gonna have to pay him, even though he's gonna be injured for the next year. So, So that one,
he ain't crazy.
Right. We'll have to talk about him some more next week. But I want to go take us back to the top of the show. And Marcus, you can pick the next topic here. What you feeling like?
Let's go ahead with BB King, the BB nappy head Kevin Durant, and see what's going on.
All right. So my question is now with him being injured and being out for why is it? Oh, hold on, my bad.
It's taking its time, man.
Let's do it right here. Okay, here we go. With him being injured and the Suns outside of the playoff spot, outside of a play-in spot, I believe personally that the Kevin Durant experience is over. The Kevin Durant era is over with the Suns, especially if he's not able to return during the regular season before the play-in starts, which is middle of this month. So I guess my question to y'all is twofold as always. But is the Kevin Durant era over, or will he be back next year? And if it's over, was it a failure or a success for the Suns as an organization?
It's definitely a failure. I think the Kevin Durant thing was over when they lost to Minnesota in the playoffs. That's when it ended because there was no way that team should have lost to the Minnesota, even though they were playing good. But I think that series made us see Anthony Edwards like, oh, that dude, he's balling like the team. Like, oh, I'm saying because we wouldn't. You got to think about it. That season he was okay, but there was no way they was gonna win that series. And the way they took over that series and won, they came on the map. So I think they lost it the way they lost it too. It wasn't even close. I think it was over damn for Kevin Durant. And it's crazy how these guys, these professional athletes, get paid so much money, and he's not hurt, but he knows season over with, so now he can't play. I don't like stuff like that, you know. I know the organization and the players, they know too that he ain't hurt, but I don't want to play no more because the season over with. And to his right, he might have a little because he's Kevin Durant. He's still he's our first ballot Hall of Famer. He's gonna be one of the greatest players at his position. He did. We get that. But just to make you look better, I think the guys when we play, I'm not trying to say I'm old, but I don't think they would do stuff like that. Just quit, you know what I'm saying? So I think Kevin Durant quit. He quit on the team, and for him to pay all that money and how you came over there when they weren't even looking to have you, it just kind of messed up how you did them. So I don't like that part of it. But I hate the Suns in the way. But other than that, I think his thing was over when they lost that series to the T-Wolves.
Gotcha.
And then that one more thing too, it was crazy. I was driving and I seen the Suns, they said clinch. So I'm looking at my phone, like, it's no way they clinch. But they were talking about the G League. They clinched some kind of like thing. And I was like, oh, it had a big old it was crazy. So it shook me. I'm like, how did the Suns? I couldn't find it, but I seen the commercial on Instagram. I said, oh, they clinched to like a playoff spot. So that was kind of cool to see. They doing good. So
yeah, they're doing much better than the big club, and they actually have John Stockton's son, who became he's like the leading assist maker in G League history, which is pretty crazy.
And it's also crazy too. They have it's also crazy too. They have I don't know if you guys remember. I did a thing on Compens, the high school here, with Tata Washington. He's on that team too. Like, it's kind of crazy how he's from here and he got to be on the team and all that, and he's doing well. He's played a couple of games too for the Suns this year too. So to see him start as a high school player, he went to Kentucky and they come back here and then play as a Sun. He grew up a Suns fan. It's kind of incredible too. That's kind of really cool. So wish him the best, but this team ain't it though, man. So
yeah, Strizzy, you speaking of quitting, you feel the same way, Strizzy, about the
yeah, absolutely. I think the project over with, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like as soon as his name started popping up in like trade talk of that nature, I think he quit then. I think he had checked out. I think he basically was like, all right, cool, we're gonna get this season over with, finish it off. Whether we make the playoffs or don't make the playoffs, and he's already looking to next season. He's already looking to see like what team he's gonna end up on. And the Suns will deal him. You know what I'm saying? Though obviously you don't want to lose him for nothing. There's no reason to offer him a max contract. Like this is not working out. Like as a whole, it's not working out. So it's done. My only problem though is like right now, as we've watched him the last like year and a half with Phoenix, is like it just seems like he's just he's always had that like I'm just a hooper. I just want to hoop. Like, but like, is that enough? You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to see like more from you. You know what I mean? Like Miami's talked about constantly, like, being in trade talks for Kevin Durant. And as a Miami fan, I'm like, do I want this Kevin Durant? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to give up. We probably have to give up a bunch of pieces for him and things of that nature, like good building pieces. You know what I mean? So, like, do I really want this version of Kevin Durant? No. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather have somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather give up younger pieces for like Donovan Mitchell or something like that. You know what I mean? Like someone I'm getting more time in, who can kind of still put the ball in the basket type deal. So like wherever he goes, like I don't know. I think he's just going to be that team to just score and literally do nothing else. He doesn't really rebound or assist, and he doesn't really do anything else anymore. He's never really been too solid of a defender. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I agree.
It's kind of over in general for me with KD.
Yeah, I agree, and it makes me really sad because I mean we've been a squad since for a long time, right? And we were around and talking sports whenever he left and went to the Warriors, and I was like a supporter of like it's like he's doing his thing, and like I never was one to be like, oh, his rings are totally tainted or he's not that great because of the way he took his route. But at the same time, to see him kind of like dwindling down the end of his career, obviously he's still great. But the relevance isn't there anymore. And you would think with him and D Book, that even just the two of them without Beal would be like a good enough pairing to do more. So that does make me sad. And I do think it's going to be a little bit of a mar on his career. And hopefully, if he does go somewhere else, he does more than just sell jerseys and hit buckets. Maybe that he, does lift up a squad to be a little bit better. But who knows where that might be next year? We'll have to see. But I don't know why, but I'm like, man, he might try to jump over to LA or something like that, something crazy. Like he might try to go and be part of a trio again, and maybe that will be, maybe that will be something different. But we'll see.
Maybe to Dallas. You gonna go Kyrie?
There you go.
Yeah, I feel like in LA it probably wouldn't be that bad because you still have guys like LeBron and Luka who are just they're gonna man the ship. This would be the first time in his career where he is legitimately the third option. You know what I mean? Like,
no, man, no, that's not fair. If he goes to the Lakers, they're not losing. All I need is somebody to hit that three. They would not. He still got that. He still got that in him, dog. So that
no. I'm just saying in general, like he would be the third option. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
like,
I don't know, man.
Luka right now is the number one option on that team. LeBron is.
He is. I think
LeBron's still like 1B. He's still doing great things. I just mean in general, like
you're right though.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like it's hard to say that because it's KD. When in his life, even on the Warriors, he was the best player. He was
right.
He was better than he's the best player. So it's weird to say he's the third option, but Braun's still Brauning.
My thing is, the third option, he'd be, he doesn't have to worry about nothing else.
That's why I'm saying, like, I think that would be like dope for him because he's like, yo, I can literally just come and just no double team. You know what I mean? Like, all I gotta do is mid range. Yeah, he'd be killing it. It'd be crazy to have two of the best passers in the game. Just putting him in the spots, it would be so easy for him. So that might actually be dope.
We'll see what happens. That would revive the KD experiment for me for sure.
Yeah, it probably would.
I did want to take a quick look at the standings really fast. And Anthony Weston says it's wild that Dallas is still ahead of the Suns in the standings with everybody injured. And like the fact that Dallas literally went through a phase of like they barely had the minimum number of players to play in a game. Like they had games where they had only 8 people on the roster and 2 were injured, where they literally had like no sub options. And they're still in the play-in situation. But so far on the West, though, it is looking pretty interesting. Obviously, OKC way out, but I do got to give a hand to the Rockets the season that they've had. Obviously,
man, that's crazy.
They're really
good. Especially from last year. That shows that he's a good coach, man.
Absolutely. He's a phenomenal coach.
Because they were trash last year. I'm sorry, dog. It was like they was not that team, but he's a great coach, man. And he don't have great players. He got Van Fleetwood there, but he's not like a superstar. So
no, he's got
just imagine if he was really in Boston still, they probably get 3 in a row, man. Like it's crazy, man. So
me and my boy Dave were literally just talking about this last night. Like the Rockets are being as good as they are right now. Like coaching and the way your team is built means a lot. You know what I mean? Like because the Rockets weren't good last year, but they were super competitive.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, they were super competitive. And then I was just like, I can't remember. I think we talked about the end of the season. I think we literally were just like, watch out for the Rockets next year. They might actually be pretty good. And man, like Udoka's doing his thing over there, man. Like obviously he would have got that Celtics title regardless if he would stayed there big time. This year, and he's doing super well.
But they had to hurt a little bit though, to put all that hard work and to see them win like that. It had to sting a little bit.
100%. And they got it too. Yeah, that definitely had to hurt. But like he's doing big things over there, and like they get a big time player who's an actual like the real like superstar. But said Gunn's a good player. You know what I'm saying? They still have the young kid, their shooting guard. Then they got a bunch of guys who are
one of the Thompson twins.
Yeah, one of the Thompson twins. He's actually been playing really good this year.
And they got my boy Dylan Gabriel. He's crazy, or not Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Brooks. He's crazy, but he brings a kind of different energy. He's one of those players.
He's their Draymond.
Yeah, exactly. You hate to play against him, but you want him on your team. So
exactly. So, they're doing good, man. It's crazy. Suns is out though. They're not even going to make it.
Yeah, they're not going to make it. And on the Eastern Conference, it's just the same as it always is to me. Like the East is just. What's really sad, though, in the East, and the only thing that really stands out to me is the 76ers, setting up their team with Paul George and, the way they played last year and how – I don't know how many years in a row it has been that they've made the playoffs, but for them to be already eliminated is pretty sad, man. They're down bad. Obviously, a lot of injuries and just a weird mismatch. So it'll be interesting to see if they just come back and try to do the same thing again. But I'm curious. I'm sure for Pops, this has probably been the least amount of Sixers games he's ever watched in his fandom. I'm wondering how that's going for Pops and what his outlook is on it. But yeah, let me jump back to the top, and I'm gonna take us next to baseball. The Torpedo bats is kind of the new big thing that everybody's been talking about with the Yankees and a few other teams using the Torpedo bats. And so I just wanted to take a second to kind of break down like what it is or kind of show a demonstration, because for me, even I was like, what's the big deal? So I was trying to look into the Torpedo bat thing. And so on the shot here, you see the top, it has the Torpedo bat still within regulations for the MLB. But the only difference is it kind of tapers off at the end and goes back a little bit smaller. And what they're trying to do when the scientists, there's like an MIT grad that kind of put a lot of engineering into the baseball bat, is to make the sweet spot of the bat a little bit bigger, essentially, and turn more of those misses into actual like viable hits and maybe even home runs, kind of make the sweet spot bigger and make more contact. So it's interesting. I think it's much ado about nothing where people are saying, oh, this isn't fair, but obviously it's because the Yankees came out swinging and they have the most guys using it right now. They hit 9 home runs in a single game, and they became the first team ever to have their 1 through 6 hitters all hit a home run in the same game, which is pretty cool. But yeah, only 4 teams are using the bat so far, and I'm for it, if it's something new, because there hasn't really been an evolution in baseball bats in a long time. So, let's see if we can shake things up, because pitchers get better and better every year, and sometimes they change the ball and the way it hits.
Oh, what's going on over here?
It's music.
That's funny, man. I agree with you. Again, it's just like the tush push rule, right? Like, if everyone can use it, why is it a big deal? You know what I'm saying? Like, jump on the train. The MLB was at its most fun and its most hype when they were able to juice and just hit home runs. So if we can't juice, give us some, Give us, let us get the cork bats. You know what I mean? I know they're not giving those, but like still, like I think it's dope. Like at the end of the day, we talk about this all the time. Like you still have to be able to hit the ball. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that's a big deal. And so these guys still have to swing and hit. Timing is everything. And if it's not something where like, oh, only the Yankees are using this bat, like then that would be a big deal. But it's not. Everyone can use it. Request it. Get them for your hitters. You know what I mean? Like it seems like, oh man, I'm going through these rosters, man. It seems like every team's got at least 2 heavy hitters on their squad. You know what I'm saying? Get them the bat. Try it out. See if they like it, see if it works for them. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't know. It's been great for me. I'm like, what, 20 runs, 20 runs yesterday or whatever it was. It was crazy. 22. Yeah. It was something like that.
I love it. And yeah, Stephanie Washington said I feel like everyone needs to get with it. It's fair because everyone can do it, right? And that is the only everybody can. I just think it's how can they get on the trend, right? Because a bat is a very personal thing, and you got to kind of get used to it. I love Anthony's comment though, all that just to lose to the Dodgers, which is still the Dodgers starting off super hot, But I think it's pretty cool. I just think it's going to be really interesting to see how quickly they get it in their hands. And at the same time, not everybody's even using it. Judge isn't using it. I think a lot of people are assuming he is because Yankees are using it, but he's like, I'm good with what I got, So it doesn't really work for everybody, and it's not going to be an automatic solution, but maybe it does help some hitters out. So we'll see. Yep. Stephanie said like Chisholm wasn't already a beast. Yeah, and it's like he just needed to get into that situation. Unc, I want to welcome Unc to the show. I missed it earlier. What's good, Unc? He said if the Astros switch to these bats, then worry. So we'll see. But as Anthony West said too, you still have to have good hand-eye coordination. So I feel like that's the same thing with the cream, the clear, the crop, all the stuff they were on back then. Let it. That was, like you said, Strizzy, when baseball was the most fun. It was Sammy Sosa versus Mark McGwire. It was Barry Bonds. It was the home run chase. That's what we want to see, So I have no problem with it, All right. I do want to keep things moving a little bit. Another cool chase that's going on that I don't have a slide for, though, is my boy Alexander Ovechkin. He's chasing Wayne Gretzky for the most goals scored in the NHL. I think he's only like 3 away. So I definitely just wanted to give a big shout out to him. I remember back when they came in, it was Ovechkin versus Sidney Crosby. Obviously, we see who has the longevity and who's really the current, the active GOAT, if you will. Obviously, no one will ever touch Wayne Gretzky on skates, but he's had a great career. So we'll see. But yeah. So the last thing I wanted to talk about really quickly is the Final Four, and it's kind of interesting that all the number one seeds got to the Final Four. So let's see really quickly. And I want to give
second time.
Yeah, only the second time. So it was still obviously not totally just the higher seeds won, but there were not a lot of upsets this year. I think it was like the least amount of upsets in a while.
Yeah.
No
Cinderellas.
Yeah. So it is weird, but I want to give a quick shout out to Anthony Wesson so far in the lead in the Yahoo. He has Duke winning it all. And I think he's going to go ahead and take that, especially if they do win. But Marcus, who do you got in the tournament? Who do you think is going to be?
Who I want to and who I think going to win is two different things. I want Houston to get it. That would be big for them to get that. They wouldn't. The last couple of years they've been pretty good, but this would be great for them and great for the city. But I just think Duke is too big and too dominant. Pause. They just too good right now. And I think even without SLAC, I think they still had a shot to get to this point and to add him on there. I thought he was a little overrated, but he's really good. He got that dog in him, and I think they're going to be they're going to intimidate people. I think so. I just see them and Auburn in it. I think Auburn can try, but I think they're gonna have too much in them. So that'll be good for Duke to win too without Coach K there.
Yeah. Strizzy, who you got?
Yeah, the winner of my bracket, I'm taking Duke too. I think as long as Duke doesn't get in any trouble where they find themselves, in a hole early, I just think they're too good to lose a close one. You know what I mean? Like they're always going to be, very calm and collected. So I think Duke's good. Like right now, I think it's Duke's to lose. You know what I'm saying? And but Florida's had some really good games too. They played really well, and like Marcus said, Houston's been really good for the last 3 or 4 years. Just haven't been able to get it done. So I think it'd be really dope for them to get it done too, because when was the last time Houston won a national title? So I think that would be dope too.
That would be pretty dope. I feel you though. I do think it's Duke's to lose. I think they're definitely the favorite. But with the Final Four being in San Antonio, maybe some people will be coming over from Houston. I don't know exactly how close it is, but closer than a lot of other fan bases, I assume, with it being in Texas. So we'll see. Even though Texas is pretty big, but yeah. So our last thing in that same one is the bracket here, and so I kind of redid our brackets really quickly for our Elite Eight. I don't think we're gonna have time to finish it. Because we only have a couple more minutes, but I want to knock out at least these four if we can really quickly, and then we can have a big debate next week for the Final Four.
Yeah.
Whataburger versus In-N-Out, real quick. We got 3 minutes. To me, it's Whataburger, but just because of the variety and everything like that, they got the white gravy, they got the chicken strips, they got the burgers too. They got breakfast. In-N-Out is just, obviously it's dope, but it's very limited. So I'm voting Whataburger.
Me too. That's all three of us.
You know what I'm saying? I like In-N-Out. I like them for what they are, but I don't go there enough. Like you said, Whataburger, just the variety, man. Like I'm going Whataburger for sure.
That's what's up. I think they've landed that spot then. Stephanie was for In-N-Out, but we've got Unc and Pops on Whataburger. And they're just doing their thing. Next up, Chipotle versus Taco Bell. What do we got here on this one?
I'm going Taco Bell. Taco Bell been here longer. So
if you ask me where you want to go, Taco Bell or Chipotle, I'm probably saying Taco Bell 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, they got me through a lot of times, man. I'm going with them, man.
9 out of 10 times I'm going to Taco Bell.
I can't go to Chipotle 1 o'clock in the morning. I can't go to Chipotle get no breakfast. I'm just saying.
Right. Yeah. And I can't go to Chipotle broke either. Their bowls are expensive now, and they're not that filling. So I'm definitely going Taco Bell with that one.
Anthony, you wrong for that, dog. How you? Come on, Anthony.
And as a kid, as a grown ass kid, I love me a good freeze too. You know what I'm saying? So let me get the icy.
This must be our last one because Pop's agreeing with me. He's put my name in, saying I was right about something. This is the last days, man.
Yeah, exactly. Canes versus Portillo's.
I never ate them, but they have more variety. So I'm gonna say Portillo's. I just don't like that Canes don't have barbecue sauce or ranch. I just don't understand that. It's just weird to me. You're a chicken finger place and you don't have barbecue or ranch? That's crazy.
It is weird to me too. Like it doesn't really make sense. They're just so invested in their sauce, but they are fire with their tenders. This is a tough one because it's another one of those where it's just not the same category. I guess
It's not.
It's not like you can't really compare them. So
yeah.
Pop says sometimes you don't get a full portion at Chipotle. I agree.
And you actually look at you like you cussed them out or something.
Right. It's like give me a full scoop. What's going on?
Yeah, man.
All right, Pop says Canes, Unc says Canes, Anthony Weston says Portillo, Mom says Portillo's. I think both of you said Portillo's too, so I think it's gonna get the upset.
Yeah.
Both of them are from how did Popeyes not beat Canes? Yeah, that was a tough one. We talked about it, but it came down to the service really on that one.
We spent a while on that one, and we spent a while on that one.
Yeah. Okay, last up we have Chick-fil-A versus Jack in the Box. And for me, this is Jack in the Box just because of the variety. Again, Chick-fil-A is dope, but they're not open on Sundays, and I always want them on Sundays. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's just that craving always happens when it can't be fulfilled. So
me too. I'm a black thing because I swear on my mama, like the only time I ever want Chick-fil-A is on Sunday, and I'd be so mad when I can't do it. So like you lose just because of that. Like, and Jack in the Box for the variety too. I'm going Jack in the Box too.
Jack in the Box. We call it Jack in the Crack. That's where I'm from. We say Jack in the Crack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Ugg says Jack, Kelly, and Moms. Pop says Chick-fil-A. Stephanie Washington says Chick-fil-A. And Anthony says
very disappointed in Pop saying Chick-fil-A. I am very surprised and very disappointed in that. That's crazy.
Oh man, yeah. But he does love a good Chick-fil-A. But yeah, I think you like Jack in the Box too, Pop. So I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I just know Pops.
Banana pudding milkshake. I never tried it though. Have you guys tried it?
I think she got them confused with Whataburger. I think Whataburger had a banana pudding milkshake. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, me too.
They have the key lime shake and the lemon shake, but I don't think they had the
key lime one's good for a little bit, but after a while, it started getting to you after a little while.
Yeah, I know Whataburger had a banana pudding, but I don't know about them. I had to pick it up for somebody before. That's why I know they had it. No, it wasn't. It was Whataburger. Yeah, I had the banana pudding.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking with that too. Yeah.
All right, that's our final four. It's weird how for this bracket, all of the low seeds made it in. We got a 7, an 8, a 13, and an 11.
It's crazy.
This is kind of crazy how this shakes out, but obviously we have some of the heavy hitters that weren't on here, and I think that there's a way that we might do some smaller brackets, but like, let's do elite 8 of chicken, you know what I'm saying? Like elite 8 of breakfast,
Shame on us for not having salad and gold being the final four. Shame on us, man. You see how we eat.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
How we eat, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And the USS Chick-fil-A has it as fire, so I'm gonna have to try that one though. I'm gonna have to try that. But that's gonna be our final four for right now. And again, you know what I'm saying? Kelly was the first to call it out as an April Fool's joke. We're gonna be back here for episode 293 and beyond. But we had to mess around a little bit, so just had to throw that in, being that it is April 1st, you know what I'm saying? We just
I almost messed it up because I was laughing on the background. You called me up. I wasn't expecting to call me up. I almost messed the whole thing up.
Yeah, no, I was trying not to break out too, but yeah, Pop says order Chick-fil-A 1,000 times, always hot. Wrong order maybe 4 times only. That is true. They don't mess around.
You might be right with that. When you're right, you're right.
Bro, I don't even check my Chick-fil-A order, bro. I know it's right.
You might be right with that one, though. You got a good point. You in court of law. That's a good point you did there, lawyer.
Yeah.
All right, counsel.
You can just drive right away. You don't got to check. Everybody else, I got to check real quick. Let me do a little quick bag check.
Quick.
Grace has me on that always. She's like, don't just drive off. Make sure you get it right. They always be messing us up. So that's my new habit. But Chick-fil-A, they're consistent for sure. Yeah. Anthony West said you gave it away. Talk about future brackets. I know. I almost.
Yeah, I heard it too. Yeah.
I was like, oh man. But you know what it is. But it's everyone to answer with a smile for sure. It's different over there.
My pleasure.
Yeah, exactly. All right. But we're gonna wrap it up right there. We're gonna hit the road real quick, but we will be back as always. You guys know it. 293 coming to you soon. But until then, and we'll finish out this bracket. But until then, it's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Strizzy.
Your boy Marcus, Taco Tuesday. Peace out.